When you think of nuclear power, what comes in your mind? Does Chernobyl nuclear disaster come in your mind? The Fukushima nuclear disaster? How about even nuclear weapons? What if I told you that these are just horrible stereotypes of nuclear energy, and in fact, we need it more than ever? With fossil fuels slowly running out and our planet is slowly warming up, the pursuit of alternative energy is on high demand, and nuclear energy is the future of our energy consumption. According to Stanford 2017, nuclear energy is an energy in the nucleus of an atom, and we split that atoms into million pieces through a process called nuclear fusion or nuclear fission. And this process generates a tremendous amount of heat, which we boil a pool of water in, and that pool of water turns into a gas, which we use that steam to turn a turbine, which creates electricity. In this speech, I will argue the benefits of nuclear energy, the numerous safety, and counter various arguments against the usage of nuclear reactors. Firstly, there are many benefits of nuclear energy many critics seem to ignore. According to Richard Rhodes from Yale E360, July 19, 2018, in the United States, nuclear power plants in 2016 have generated 20% of the US electricity alone. To give you some comparison, nuclear energy has an average capacity factor of 92.3%. This means that in 1 year, let's say a reactor on average needs to generate 500 megawatts, it consistently generates 460 megawatts yearly. Unlike its competitors, Richard Rhodes from Yale E360, July 19, 2018 has noted that US hydroelectric systems delivered only 38.2% of the time, wind turbines generated only 34.5% of the time, and solar electricity generated only 25.1%. Another benefit of nuclear energy is that the produced energy is created via nuclear fission rather than chemical burning, thus zero carbon emissions. The pursuit of alternative energy is to eliminate carbon emissions that is slowly destroying our planet. By switching from coal to nuclear power plants, according to New Delhi 2017, this will radically decarbonize the planet, and reactors only emit greenhouse gases through construction, mining, fuel processing, maintenance, and decommissioning about as much as solar power's greenhouse gas emissions, which is about 4 to 5%. Secondly, after studying past disasters, technology has improved safety to minimize any accidents. To prevent another meltdown, as seen from Chernobyl and the Fukushima accidents, according to Howard from New York Times 2017, the US industry has implemented a system called FLEX. This system is a portable equipment that can be used to provide additional means of cooling the reactor. In case of a natural disaster or explosion that causes a sudden cut to the reactor, according to Howard again from New York Times 2017, new reactors have many redundant portable batteries able to constantly feed the reactors with running water till power to the main batteries is restored. Also, nuclear waste disposal is no longer a technological problem. The US has a facility near Carlsbad, New Mexico that currently stores commercial and military nuclear wastes in a 2.5 kilometer thick bed of crystalline salt. And according to William Jackson from Stanford 2018, it could easily accommodate the entire world's nuclear wastes for the next 1,000 years. This means we do not need to constantly dig dozens of holes to store our wastes, because we have one facility to preserve these wastes safely. Thirdly, there are many unfair criticisms against the usage of harnessing nuclear power, which I hope to address. Advocates argue nuclear power is too costly and we should invest in safer alternative energy sources. There is a quote I totally agree with from Thomas Grant, a writer of Express Times 2018, that nuclear power is not only an answer to the world-scale threat of global warming. It should be used in combination with other reliable sources of energy to offset the growing demands of electricity. Wind farms and solar farms are not reliable main sources of energy. Both farms need areas where a lot of wind can be generated all year round, and areas where the sun will shine constantly with barely no clouds. Some people argue Chernobyl and Fukushima accidents should be the prime example of why we should not use nuclear power. Firstly, Chernobyl was designed to be cheap in a communist regime built on propaganda and lack of money. They created a reactor with a huge flaw that encouraged an explosion and meltdown. But Fukushima was a combination of, honestly, bad luck and confusion. Japan suffered an 8.0 earthquake with a combination of a huge tsunami that flooded the reactors and damaged the batteries. And without any power, there was no fresh water constantly feeding the hungry hot reactors. And then the earthquake damaged and ruptured a pipe which released many remnants of nuclear wastes in the air. In conclusion, we should not fear nuclear energy. It is a reliable source of energy we could use all year round. The technology has definitely improved, thus making it safe, and the only negatives based on past events and based on obsolete facts and through political means. Thank you.